soles of the feet together, lie back down, and then if you need to, you can just push into the hands, push into the feet, lift the hips up, tilt the tailbone long, and then lie down again so that more of the lower back is flat to the ground. Place the left hand onto the chest, place the right hand onto the belly. And then with the hands there, just have a bit more awareness and a bit more connection to the breath and the movement that that creates in the body. So notice that shift underneath the hands, the rise in the abdomen, and then the softening with the out breath. Just taking a few moments to let go of anything you've had on this morning, anything you've still got to do throughout the rest of the day. Just try and bring yourself into the moment. So trying our best to be present, to be connected, to be aware for the next 45 minutes. See if you can ask the knees to become heavier so that the inner thighs open more without any force, without too much effort. Same with the shoulders. Can you connect the shoulder blades down into the ground? A really subtle movement just to open more across the chest. And then relax the back of the head and just ensure that you're not clenching the upper jaw and the lower jaw. Make sure there's not too much tension around the temples, around the forehead. Soften the expression. And then just reach the hands around. Take the hands to the outside of the thighs. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a rock from side to side. Right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee. And just draw some big circles into those hips. So full rotations into the hip joint. Trying to keep the back flat as you roll through those hips. And the next time you complete a circle, start to take the rotations in the opposite direction. Notice if it's significantly easier one way over the other way. We want to get used to as much movement in that joint as we can to make our practice easier, to take some pressure off the lower back and the hamstrings. And then on the next one, you're going to place the feet down to the floor, flatten the arms down by the side, and then walk the feet a bit further away so they're not quite underneath the knees. Instead, there's more space between the hips and the heels. From here, flatten the lower back to the ground. So already you'll notice that the tailbone tries to lift. Push into the shoulders, the hands, and then roll the hips off the floor. So slowly peeling the spine off the ground, pushing into the feet, pushing down into the heels and all 5 toes. So don't let the feet fall out. Make sure there's contact down through that big toe as you notice the strength and the work through the back of the legs into the hamstrings. Hold it here for 5. Start to wake up the big muscles for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then roll the spine all the way down. Take the feet just an inch or 2 even further away from you. So a bit more work, a bit more tension through the hamstrings. Flatten the lower back. Pull the navel in, so that's already strong through the abdominals, and then you're going to lift the hips up to the sky. So now you're pulling the navel in, squeezing the hips up towards the ceiling. Make sure you're pushing down into that big toe for 5. Lift more for 4. Navel in for 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. And then point the legs away, so hover the toes off the floor. Curl the head, neck and the shoulders up off the ground. Reach towards the toes and pull the belly button in. So we're in this hollow shape, this hollow hold. See if you can support the lower back by really tucking the abdominals in. And then lift up with the abdominals, bring the knees to the chest, cross the legs, take the hands down and step back to all 4s. So just warming up through the core, through the glutes, through the legs. Get the body temperature nice and warm. Just take a stretch forwards, open the chest, allow the back to dip, and then pull the navel in, use the abdominals round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, take it forwards, send the tailbone back, send the heart forwards, pull the shoulders down. Exhale, round out, using the abdominals, pushing into the hands, arching through the spine. 3 more. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, round. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, round. Take your last one. Biggest stretch forwards, open the heart. Exhale, round out. Now hold that round shape, pushing into the upper back. Draw a circle with the spine, so bend the elbows, take big rotations all the way through the spine, so you're rolling the body in a barrel shape. You're trying to open right into the corners, into the side of the waist, into the hips, into the shoulders. Make it slow, make it quite meaningful, so make sure you're feeling that stretch. You're noticing the space we're creating. And then next time you get to the top of that full rotation, you're going to hold it there and pause, navel in, take it the opposite way. So just start to move in the other direction. And again, like we did with the hips, notice if one starts to feel considerably easier than the other. Start to work at balancing out the body, at making sure that you're listening to which sides are tight, which sides are loose, which movement's hard, which is easier. And then come back, settle with a neutral spine. Draw the lowest abdominals in. So you might feel like the tailbone tilts down slightly as you pull those abdominals in and support the back. Now tuck the toes under, lift the knees off the floor. We're just going to hold here for 5. Push into the hands for 4. Navel in 3, 2, 1. Hips up to the sky into down dog. And take your time. Most likely the first time you stretched into the back of both legs today. So just soften the knees. Maybe bend one side, bend the other side. Start to open the calves, the heel, the sole of the foot. Get rid of any little clicks or cracks. Give the head a shake. Nod yes. Side to side now. And then reach the right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee, open the right hip. Feel that stretch through the front of the right thigh. Make sure you're pushing into both hands. So keep the weight down through both hands as even as can be. And then step the right foot next to the left foot, swap over. Take an inhale, reach the left leg up to the sky. Bend the left knee, open the left hip. So now you're trying to feel that stretch through the front of the left thigh. Pull the navel in to protect the back. Push down into both hands. And then bring both feet together at the back of the mat. Look towards the hands, bend the knees, walk the feet towards the top of the mat. Folding over both thighs, so just let the head hang heavy. Take your time, roll through the spine, so navel in, curl and round through the upper back. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the waist, lengthen the torso forwards, take the hands down to the floor. Twice more. Navel in, roll through the spine, so make sure you're moving through each vertebrae, curling through the upper back. Inhale, take the arms nice and high. Exhale, hinging at the hips, take it down, fold it forwards, and roll up. This will be your last one, reaching up to the ceiling. And then at the end of that breath, hinging forwards, taking the hands down. Staying down with the hands, with the fingertips, bend the knees. Inhale, lengthen the crown of the head forwards. Try and make some space into the side of the body. And then exhale, fold that in. Go twice more. So inhale, lengthen and extend. Lift the chest forwards, widen the collarbones. Exhale, fold. One more time. Take an inhale, lengthen and reach out. Exhale, push the hands into the ground, step back to downward dog. Spreading wide through all 5 fingers, drawing in through the deepest, lowest abdominals. And then from there, reach the right leg up to the sky, extend the right heel high. For now, just keep that right heel, that right leg lifted. Don't let the right leg touch the floor, but come forwards and hover in a plank position. So like a plank, but the right toes don't touch. Inhale, go back up, right leg to the ceiling, down dog. 2 more times, come forwards to a plank. Hold those right toes off the floor. And take it back, 3 leg, downward dog. 1 more, come forwards. Holding like a plank, but only 3 points of contact. And then let both toes touch the floor, bend the knees. Take the chest and the chin all the way down. Inhale, scoop the chest forwards, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes. Bend the knees for child's pose, 1 breath in and out. Take it back to downward dog. Reach the left leg up to the sky as you inhale. Exhale, you're keeping the left toes off the floor, but coming forwards to a plank position, strengthening the arms. Inhale, take the left leg back up to the sky, reach up. Exhale, bring it forwards and hold. Last time, inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bring it forwards into a plank. This time, both toes to the floor. Sit the knees down, lower the chest and chin in a straight line to the ground. Inhale, pull the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulders to open the chest, and sit back into a child's pose. So reach the arms out, relax the forehead. Inhale, look up, look forwards, and then exhale, see if you can walk the fingertips further away as you fold. Inhale, look up, look forwards. Exhale, fold. 1 last time. Inhale, look up and forwards. Exhale, melt into the chest, send the hips further back. And then come forwards. Hands and knees to the floor, tuck the toes, lift the hips up to the sky. Breath in and out. Lengthen the back of the neck. See if you can have the ears so they line up with the biceps. Inhale, take the right leg up to the ceiling. Reach as far as you can through that right heel. And then next time you exhale, bring that right knee all the way to the chest. Step the right foot forwards, lower the back knee down, point the back toes. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, you're moving and stretching into that left hip. So tilt the tailbone down, pull the navel in. So pull yourself away from that right thigh. Try not to go all the way into your flexibility. Instead, almost try and hold yourself back so that it's more challenging and more of a stretch. Take 1 more breath. Exhale, both hands down. Left hand stays where it is. Right arm comes round and reaches up to the ceiling as you twist. Option to keep the back knee on the floor, or if you want a bit more work through the lower body, tuck the back toes, straighten the left leg. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Inhale. Twist a bit further on the exhale. 1 more breath. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the instep of the foot. Lower the back knee. And as you straighten the right leg, walk the hands back. So you're pulling the right toes back. You're trying to lengthen down the back of the right leg. Relax the head. And just make sure you're not creasing into the back of the neck, just to see where you're going. You don't need to look forwards. You can just allow the neck and the shoulders to soften. Really drive that right heel down into the mat. Take another breath in and out. walk forwards, push into that right foot. Take both hands down, step back to your downward dog, so hips up to the sky. Hands push away. Now imagine in between the shoulder blades there's a hook, and someone's going to pull your shoulder blades up and forward. So drop the chin into the chest, round through the upper back as you come all the way forwards into that plank position. So you're lifting through the upper back, and then you get to a plank position, lower the knees, look forwards, send the hips down and send the chest forwards into an up dog. And then tuck the chin, pull the belly button in, take the hips back up to the sky, come into your down dog. We'll try and move through the back in that way so that we get more opening through the upper spine. Take the left heel up towards the sky, reach out through that left heel, push into both hands. Bring the left knee into the chest, step the left foot forwards, lower the back, right knee down, point the back toes. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Make sure you come away from the left thigh and then slowly move into that right hip. Breath in and out. Take a breath in and out. Keep lifting the upper body on that inhale and then moving forwards on the exhale. Take both hands to the floor. The right hand stays down, the left arm reaches up to the side so that we find a twist. And you have the option of keeping the back knee down or the back toes are tucked. And we straighten that back leg so that we can find some work through that back thigh. You're holding your breath here and then twisting more. Inhale. Exhale, twist more. One more breath. Exhale, release the left hand down inside of the left foot. Start to walk the hands back. Allow that left leg to straighten. The left toes pull back to the face. So we really encourage that left heel down. We encourage the left toes back. Pushing into that heel, engaging through the thigh, softening the breath. Pull the navel in, draw that left thigh back towards you. And then come forwards, bend into that front knee, take both hands down, step back into your downward dog. And think about moving how we did before so that we open the upper back, chin to chest. Imagine someone's pulling in between the shoulder blades. They're hooking the back of the shoulder blades, pulling you forwards as you roll forwards. Now you can drop the knees or you can just start to lower the hips, squeeze into the back of the glutes and look forwards to open the chest. Take a breath in. And a breath out, chin to chest, navel to spine, hips lift. Strong in the center of the body, strong down into both hands. Down dog. Relax the head. Not only do we want to pull in through the front of the abdominals, but imagine, visualize, pulling in from the side of the waist. So lengthening the hips back and up and drawing in through the side of the waist. So like there's a corset all the way around the body, we're tightening that corset. Take the right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee, open the right hip. So the right hip and the pelvis actually starts to face over to the right side of the room, even though we're trying our best to keep that right shoulder facing down. Breathe in and out. Bring the right knee all the way forwards. Step the right foot towards the top of the mat. Lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, slowly move into that left hip again. So see if you can take it deeper this time. So lift the chest back. Move into the left hip. Soften the shoulders. Make sure there's space around the top of the shoulders. And then take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Reach the right arm back for a deep twist. So stretch that right hand back, still seeing if you can move into the left hip. If you want to back bend a little bit, then take the right hand down to the floor and reach the left arm up to the sky. So it might not find the floor, you're just reaching back through those right fingertips to really open through the front of the body. And then bring both hands down inside of that right foot. Tuck the back toes, straighten the back leg, and walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. So both toes face in, the heels are slightly out. Soften the knees, so bend the knees. Now you can take the chest towards the thighs. Wrap the hands around the back of the ankles. Bow the head in. Look back behind you, and then slightly trust yourself to tilt the weight forwards as you lift the hips. So the back of the neck is nice and long. Not only are we opening the back, but we're opening the hamstrings, through the hips, the soles of the feet. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then take the hands to the floor. Look forwards, inhale. Exhale, walk the hands over towards the right foot. Lower the back knee down. Stay there. So try and pull that right thigh in towards you. So your hands are inside of the right foot. Now see if you can stretch that left knee ever so slightly further back, just so there's a bit more space between the back knee and the front heel. If you want to, you can reach the hands a bit further out in front, just so we open slightly longer through the torso. Relax the head. Hold it for 5. Keep breathing for 4. For 3. 2. And 1. Bring the hands in. Now keep the left leg where it is. You're going to take the right leg towards the back of the mat and come into a side plank variation. So the right toes touch the floor. The right arm reaches up to the ceiling. You're balancing on that left knee and the left hand. Reach the right arm to the top of the mat. So the right bicep will come past the right ear. Test your balance. See if you can lift the right leg off the floor. So can you hold yourself on the left hand and the left knee? Stretch the right hand further forwards. Kick and point the right toes further away. Right hand down. Right knee comes to the floor. Tuck the toes. Take it back to downward dog. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Just check in and make sure that the weight through the hands is evenly distributed, so that we're not pushing too much into the wrists or the heels of the hands. The fingers and the knuckles can work for you as well when we're balancing on our hands. Take an inhale, reach the left leg up to the sky. This time you might want to bend that left knee and open the left hip. So my pelvis, the hips are actually facing over to the left side of the room, whilst I try my best to keep the weight even between the hands. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, bring that left knee into the chest. Step the left foot to the top of the mat, lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And then soften through the shoulders, pull the navel to the spine and move into that right hip. So just take your time, don't rush, slowly opening through that right thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. See if you can move a little bit deeper. Now we're warm. Take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Prepare for a twist. Reach the left hand back behind you. That's stage 1. pull the navel in and then twist a bit more. Stage 2, the left fingers reach down towards the floor. Maybe they find the floor, maybe they don't. Right arm comes up to the ceiling so that there's a back bend and there's a stretch through that right line of the body. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, bring the hands down inside of the left foot. Tuck the back toes. Straighten the right leg. Walk the hands over to the right side, toes in, heels out. Engage the thighs, so feel that lift. Make sure everything you're asking yourself to do, you feel, connect with it. And then take the hands round to the outside of the calves or the ankles and use the grip and the strength of the arms to pull yourself forwards into that fold. So you're trying to close the gap between the upper body and the lower body. Notice the shift in the weight. So we're really concentrating on our awareness, on where we feel the weight, where we feel the tension, where we feel the shift. Lengthening through the back of the neck. And then bringing the hands down to the floor. Take an inhale, extend through the spine. And then exhale, walk the hands to the inside of the left foot. We'll all lower the back knee down. We're just going to stay here, stretching and opening through that right thigh. Try your best not to let that left knee fall too far out to the side. If you want to, you can reach the hands away, bow the head in, relax. Open through that right hip, a nice long passive stretch through the right thigh. Bring your hands back. Keep the right knee down, keep the right hand down. Take the left leg to the back of the mat, finding that variation of a side plank. So balancing on the right hand, balancing on the right knee, and then lifting the left leg off the floor, holding ourselves in that side plank, so challenging the waist, the stabilization muscles around the right shoulder, the right hip. Hold it for 3. Reach that left arm over so the bicep passes the ear for 2. And 1, then bring the left hand down. Place both knees down, tuck the toes, take it back into downward dog. Chin to chest, rolling through the upper back, so curling through the upper back as you bring yourself forwards, shoulders over the wrists. Lower the knees if you like, or just start to move the hips towards the floor. Send the chest forwards into your up dog. Everyone lower the knees, point the toes, take it back into a child's pose. So just settle through the upper body, release the shoulders, relax the head and the neck. Take 3 big breaths. Use the breath, help you slow down the heart rate. Start to steady the breath. 1 more little standing sequence, and then we'll come down to the floor. Push into the hands. Come forwards to all fours, tuck the toes, take it back to down dog. So draw in those abdominals, push into the hands. Now start on the right side, take the right leg up towards the ceiling, kick out through that right heel. Bring the right knee into the chest, and this time it's a high lunge, so the back knee doesn't come down. We reach the arms up to the sky, soften around the shoulders, stretch through that left leg. So all the way through the left thigh, the left hip flexors, and then up through the side of the body, through the front of the shoulders, out towards the fingertips. Open to warrior 2. Take it out wide, sit nice and low into that right thigh. So challenge the right thigh, find a decent depth to your warrior two. Flip the right palm. Inhale, reach the right arm to the sky. Stretch open that right side of the body. Windmill the hands all the way down to the floor. And then step the right foot to the back of the mat. Come into a plank position. We'll just hold it for a moment. So challenge the strength throughout the center of the body. Holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, hips to the sky on 1. Same on the left side. Left leg to the ceiling. Left knee into the chest. Step it forwards. Rise up, high lunge. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Soften the shoulders down. Stretch through that right thigh. And just make sure, if you're at all shaky, that you're not on a tightrope. You've got some space between the feet. So be a bit wider. Be generous through the stance. Open to warrior two. Reach the arms out. Flip the left palm. Reach that left arm up to the ceiling. So stretch the left side of the body. And then bring both hands all the way down to the ground. Step back, this time into a down dog. So hips to the ceiling, heels stretch away. Head relaxed, head heavy. Walk the feet forward. So take your time, small tiptoes through the feet, through the back of the legs and the hips. And then bend the knees, have a seat. Take the legs out and give them a shake. Bring the right leg in. Step the right leg over the left leg. And then with the left arm, wrap around the right leg. And you're looking over to the right side. So you're twisting to the right. So we're trying to twist through the spine. And we're also trying to pull that right thigh in nice and close, so that we get a twist and a release into the outside of the right hip and the right glute area. So there should be a stretch through the outside of the hip as we're twisting up through the spine. And then come back to center. Swap over, take the right leg out. Bring the left leg in. Step the left leg over. Wrap the right arm around. Take the left hand behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, can you twist and pull that left thigh towards you at the same time? So open out that whole left side of the hip, the outside of the left hip, squeezing in, twisting more. So you're ringing through the spine. And then come back to center. Take the legs out to the side. Give both legs a bit of a shake. Pull the toes back to the face. And then you're going to reach the right arm up to the sky. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. So right arm up to the sky, left hand to the outside of the right thigh. And then try and reach the right arm over towards the left toes. Keep the side of the body open towards the ceiling. So stretch out through those fingertips. Reach open through the side, and you'll find that maybe that left elbow can push into the thigh. Just going to hold it here for 5. Quite a deep stretch, so really reach for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to center. And just notice how the right side of the lower back feels to the left. Now take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. The left arm up to the ceiling. Open the chest slightly to the left side of the room, and then reach the left hand over towards the right toes. So you're stretching long through that left side of the body, keeping the chest and the ribcage exposed to the ceiling. So try not to round in and shelter the side of the body, but instead keep it present and keep it lifted. Come back to center. Reach up, sit nice and tall, breath in and breath out. Take the hands behind the body so the fingertips face forwards. Bend the knees, plant the feet into the floor. Pull the belly button in so you almost rock back onto the seat bone, and then lift the hips up to the ceiling as you push down into the hands. So it doesn't matter how high you go, just think about pulling the belly in and pushing the hips up. Push down into the heels of the hands, and then lower the hips. Lift the toes off the mat so the shins are parallel to the floor. We're going to slowly lower back so the hands are still behind us. Reach the legs out long and then bring it back in. 3 more. So stretch away, keep the belly button pulling in and bring it back. Go out for 2 and bring it back. Go out for 1. Now hold this one. Point the toes, squeeze the legs together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back, plant the feet to the floor. Hold on to the front of the knees and then rock back in a ball. Squeeze the knees in. Keep the right knee in. Take the left leg out. Give that right knee a good squeeze down to the side of the body. Take the right arm out to the side and encourage that right knee to go all the way over the front of the body towards the left for a twist. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. 1 more breath. Come back to center. Give that right knee a squeeze. And then stretch it all the way to the floor. Bring the left knee in. Hug the knee in. So start by just squeezing that left knee in nice and close. And then take the left arm out to the side. Bring the knee across the body over towards the right as we twist. Deep breaths. These should be your longest, easiest breaths, so don't force anything. Just allow the spine to unwind. Allow the chest to open. Allow that left arm to be heavy. And then come back to center. Hug both knees into the chest, moving into a happy baby. So take the knees out to the side. You're compressing the front of the hips here already. And then if you can, keep the lower back on the floor. Keep a bend in the knees, but reach the feet to the sky. Take the hands towards the feet and pull the feet back down. So you're trying to pull the feet down, the thighs down towards you. Try and keep the shoulder blades on the mat. And then just rock and sway from side to side. So just some movement into the lower back, the hips, without any rhyme or reason. So it doesn't need to be a set movement. Just rock about, wriggle about. Allow your spine to just find those last few movements on its own. And then we're going to extend the legs slowly down to the bottom of the mat. Lying on your back. Place the right hand on the belly again, the left hand onto the chest. Let the feet fall out to the side. Just be in stillness. Start to use the out breath for any last niggles, tensions, holds. See if you can just let them go. Drop them with the exhale. If you're clenching through the jaw or holding the shoulders, as you exhale, just release and let that go. If you're trying to manipulate or control the breath, let that go. It's passive. You don't need to do anything. Our body will just breathe on its own accord. And just notice the softness to the expression of the face. Softness through the shoulders. Into the lower back. And just slowly wriggle the toes, roll the ankles. So just move through the very tips of the toes and the ankles. And then reach around, bring the knees into the chest. Just like we started, right hand on the right knee, left hand on the left knee, and just massage some circles into the hips. And then bring yourself up to a seat. Try and keep the eyes closed. Try not to rush the eyes open. Sit tall. Pull the shoulders down, lift up through the crown of the head. Almost exaggerate that lift. And then we exaggerate it now. If it goes a little over the next couple of hours throughout the afternoon, we've still got plenty of height in the spine. Reach the arms up to the sky. And then bring the hands down into the center of the chest. Just bow the chin in. Thank yourself for giving up some time to practice this morning. Good going, guys. Well done.